The biggest hit Toto ever passed on, Steve Porcaro's Human Nature, which was recorded, of course, by Michael Jackson. I'm John Bowden from Rock History Music. It's the 9th anniversary of Michael Jackson's death. He died on June 25th, 2009. He was only 50 years old. This is part 2 of our conversation with Steve Porcaro talking about human nature. And later we'll ask him if he's recording a new album. In our first video released a few hours ago, we asked Steve Porcaro about not being too impressed by Human Nature at first. To him, it was just another song. And then Michael Jackson's producer Quincy Jones got a hold of it, and the rest is history. Steve Porcaro co-wrote Human Nature with another award winner, John Bettis. Steve also does the synthesizer on the track, and 3 other members of Toto appear on there as well. David Paich on synthesizer, Steve Lukather on guitar, and Steve's late brother, Jeff Porcaro on drums. And we should point out that these guys are all over this album. And the fact that Porcaro, Paich, and Lukather also arranged Human Nature. I've said this a long time, and the boys in the band don't necessarily agree because they're modest, but this is basically Michael Jackson singing lead vocals on a Toto song. But I asked Steve Porcaro about the history of Human Nature and the band Toto. Was there ever, this could have been a Toto song then?
No, actually Toto heard it. They kind of passed on it. You know, they had heard the same demo that Quincy heard. You know, Paich, helped me on the demo. Paich played some string pads, I believe, on the demo for me. They kind of passed on it. You know, they were, this is what was so funny. And Lukather loves to tell this story, okay? And the story that they passed on it, and this is Luke's words now. They passed on it because they wanted to do more like stadium rock kind of stuff. You know, the band wanted to do bigger rock and roll. Stadium rock was the words they used. Why they didn't want to do Human Nature, and then flash to the Victory Tour, and every day when we're on the road at the time, and wherever the concert was, you know what I mean. Of course, the local news crews were there, and the only song that Michael would allow them to film during the soundtrack for the local news broadcast was Human Nature. So it was beautiful. It was just so poetic. Where and Luke's the first one to remind everyone about this. Every town we'd be watching the local news seriously, and on would come Human Nature being played in a stadium. You know,
that's nuts. Human Nature comes up all the time, and I always say, though it's not technically right, that's basically Michael Jackson singing with Toto.
Mm-hmm.
I know him, but that's my interpretation.
Yeah. And
there was a lot more going on there. I understand that, but
yes.
You're working on another album?
Not like I'm on the warpath. I'm starting to gather some material. You know, I'm starting the process of gathering material. I want to write a bunch of new stuff. I've got in the songwriting department, I got to tell you, I just feel more inspired, and I honestly feel like I'm just getting going. I'm not kidding. I feel like finally all the equipment is in place. Now with what all these things do, it's time for me to put the manuals down and start showing everybody why I got into this stuff in the first place. And I can't wait to really dig in and I just want to have a bunch of output. I want to write a bunch of songs between now and then.
And Toto just released 40 Trips Around the Sun, a remastered greatest hits package with 3 unreleased tunes. The band's 2018 40 Trips Around the Sun tour starts on July 30th in Vancouver, BC, Canada, and wraps up in Lynn, Massachusetts on November 17th. Go to totoofficial.com for details. Make sure you comment on our video, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos, and go to our swag store if you're looking for a Rock History Music t-shirt. And as always, we're looking for volunteers. There'll be links in the description of this video for you to go to our Facebook page and contact us via that page. I'm John Bowden from Rock History Music.